Hey guys, welcome to Masquerade of Motherhood, or as I like to call it, The Mom Show. I'm your host, Courtney Doyle, and this is a place where I am giving you permission to not have it all together. Due to the response from the podcast, I have decided to take The Mom Show on the road. You heard that right. I'm super excited to announce that I am looking to partner with mom groups, small groups, women's events, or Bible studies. They could be in your home or at your local church. I want us to join together and remove the masks we wear and claim our identity in Christ. If you are part of a group and you would like for me to come and speak, follow the link to my website, CourtneyDoyleMinistries.com, and complete the request. I look forward to meeting all of you face to face. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. In typical fashion, I promise to always be honest with you, and I wrote today's episode bouncing off of last week's episode about Naomi from the book of Ruth and the struggles that she faced. And I knew that today's episode was a Mom 101 tip that I have shared in the past, and I wanted to revisit it. What I didn't expect was that the very theme of today's podcast was going to be the very theme of my day all day long. Let me explain. Today's episode is the Mom 101 tip, let them see you struggle. Well, today was a struggle. In many ways. As a matter of fact, typically my episodes are recorded weeks in advance. At the very latest, I may record the day before, but never am I recording at 12 a.m. when the episode goes live at 1 a.m. But that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And let me explain why. We were very busy today moving one kiddo from an apartment into a home. Shortly thereafter, we picked up another kiddo from practice, only to receive a text message before he even had the opportunity to tell me that something had happened at school. I'm not going to go into great detail just to protect his privacy, but let me just tell you, it hadn't been a good evening in our home. He's heartbroken and hurt. We're heartbroken for him. Conversations need to be had, and they will be. And I know that this too shall pass. Those preteen years can be really difficult. And today has just been a struggle. It's been a struggle for us. A couple of my college kiddos have a lot on their plate. We've dealt with a few struggles that they're experiencing today. And it just really felt like the more I desire to share this tip with you guys, the more the enemy was like, well, let's see how you handle struggles. So I guess I'll lead into this morning's podcast with just letting you know that everyone is struggling with something. And if you are in a struggle season, I just want you to know you're not alone. So let's get back to this episode. Last week, we met Naomi, a widow, a mom to two deceased boys, mother-in-law to two girls, one who chose to leave, and then the other who stayed, Ruth. She actually made a vow with Naomi, similar to the ones that we make in marriage. She said, I will go where you go. I will live where you live. I will lay where you lay. I will die where you die. And then that wonderful, beautiful verse where she said, I will worship the God you worship. There is no denying that Naomi had some real struggles in her life. The story tells us that she went from pleasant, agreeable, and lovely to bitter, resentful, and broken. Oh man, I've been there, and I would be willing to bet you have too, because life is hard. There is not a single circumstance in life that has the gift of discernment and selection. Difficulty has no boundaries nor morals. Cancer isn't contained to a culture. Addiction isn't selective to a demographic. Divorce lurks in the night. Job loss knows no boundaries. Death is a given. Each of you listening, me included, I bet are sitting in some sort of season of struggle. So, my mom tip is it's okay for our children to see us struggle. When we paint a picture that life is perfect, we are setting our children up for great disappointment when they realize that life, in fact, is not perfect. It's hard. I had shared this same tip a few years back, and one of the comments really resonated with me. Here's what a friend said, and I quote, "My mom rarely, if ever, let us see her struggle growing up. So when I became a wife and a mom, I felt like a complete failure because I couldn't be my mom. They must see us struggle, rely on God, and keep moving forward." My mom was the same way. She worked so hard to maintain her composure during difficult seasons. I was 18 the first time I saw her completely broken. You see, we had received a call that her mom had been rushed to the hospital. My mom, big sister, and I were headed out of town for a shopping day. Well, we abruptly turned around, laughing at what in the world could have caused Grandma to go to the hospital. Because you see, she too was hard as a rock and had endured a life as a single mom, hardworking woman, a caregiver to her mother and to her husband until both passed away. She had given us a few scares before, but even when those appeared to be death sentences, Grandma always bounced back. Upon entering the hospital, we were greeted with my father, who lovingly grabbed my mother by the shoulders and gently said, "She didn't make it. She's gone." For the first time in my life, I saw sorrow that nothing could repair. My mom was broken. Her heart was shattered in a million pieces, and she was so vulnerable. Though other difficulties had robbed her of peace, this tower of strength had never crumbled until she did. Fast forward 30 years, my mother laid in a hospital bed with a new hip, but mind you, she could not understand or comprehend or remember why she was in pain or what had caused it. I couldn't make it better for her. I couldn't help her understand. I was helpless, but God was not. It was in that moment that I realized when I don't share my struggles, I mask God's strength in me. I conceal the woman I used to be, which is now a much improved, still needs a lot of work woman that I am today, and He deserves better. I have survived and found gratitude amidst some of my struggles. Dare we say that we could thrive through difficulties? It wasn't because I'm some tower of strength. It's because I know who is. It's okay to be vulnerable with our kids. It's a lesson in life that even when times are tough, we can indeed find joy. It's a prime opportunity for them to understand that they too can have weak moments, be angry, sad, or hurt, but that you are not going anywhere. It's the ultimate opportunity to build trust. But most of all, it's a teaching moment where we can point them to Jesus in all things. So if you're sitting in a season of struggle, my friend, you are not alone. And it's okay if others, including your children, see your weakness. Until next time. Thanks so much for listening to Masquerade of Motherhood with Courtney Doyle. We want to be sure this blesses you and other mothers. And in order to do this, first, you must subscribe. This way you won't ever miss an episode. Also, if you'll rate and review this podcast on iTunes or wherever you're listening, this will increase our reach to other mothers who need a little encouragement, a community, and a whole lot of Jesus. We're so glad you're here.